mat class today. My name's Deanna, for anybody that's new to the class. Today's class is going to be a fairly straightforward 20-minute mat work class. So this is great for anybody who's new to Pilates, anyone that might be suffering from a little bit lower back issues or shoulder issues, anything that's kind of getting you to take it down a notch. Or if you just want to kind of get back to the basics and have a nice quick workout. Alright, so we're going to start. I'm going to get you guys lying on your back in our shoulder bridge position. So feet, knees, hips are lined up. So your two pokey hip bones here in the front of your pelvis, find them with your fingers and then draw a line from those to the kneecaps. They should be in a straight line. Arms are going to be resting at your side. I'm going to get you to turn your palms to the floor. And I want you to relax your shoulders from the ceiling. We're going to start with our breathing, so taking deep breaths in through the nose and out through your mouth. So as you're breathing in and out, I want you to start releasing the tension through the front of the chest and the collarbone. Kind of slide your shoulders down from your ears. If you feel really tense still, you can reach your arms out to the side, turning your palms to the ceiling. It just kind of opens up the chest. That's completely fine. And when you're inhaling, just sending that oxygen nice and deep down into the back, bottom part of your lungs. And we're going to start adding some work with the exhale. So when you're breathing out, I want you to tilt your pelvis towards you so that your lower back presses gently into the mat. And then you release your pelvis back. So it's like a pelvic rock. So you're exhaling to tilt, inhaling to release. And think of squeezing in through the abdominals as you tilt. This is our imprint or pelvic tilt. And we're going to add again to this. So you're going to tilt the pelvis. Then I want you to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abdominals, and I'm going to get you to roll the spine, starting at your tailbone and peeling it off one vertebrae at a time, all the way up until you're resting your weight between your shoulder blades. Take a deep breath, and then exhale, reverse. So start to sink your ribs down and just start to stretch the spine along the mat. So like one vertebrae at a time, all the way through. And then you roll through your lower back, and then the tailbone comes down, and then your pelvis goes back to neutral. So it's exhale, up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. When you're rolling up, remember not to roll too far up on the back of the neck. You want the weight to kind of press into the shoulder blades. You don't have to pop yourself up really high. This time we're going to add some arm work. So your arms are going to start reaching to the ceiling. You're going to roll up on your exhale. Inhale, reach the arms behind, palms face the ceiling, and then exhale, roll down. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, roll through. Inhale to the ceiling. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Use those abdominals to help articulate through the spine. Last time, inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, roll down. All the way to neutral. Bring your hands behind your head. So you still have now a little bit of a gap between your lower back and the mat. And then on an exhale, curl the head and shoulders up, but keep the gap there. And then release. So don't let your lower back jam into the mat. You're trying to just think of the lift coming from the upper half of your body. This is our chest lift or ab prep. Usually people can kind of come up about a fraction of an inch higher than they do come up at the very end. So try to come up a little bit higher when you think there isn't any space left. There you go. Hold your next one up. So you should be looking kind of between your thighs. And then you're going to do 8 little pulses. So release slightly and pulse it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it down. Now, reaching the arms out to your side, palms down, bring your legs together. This is our spine twist, which is really great for any golfers out there to help really work through that kind of mid-back mobility. That's where you get all your rotation in golf, right? So, legs and feet glued together. Arms stay down on the mat. You're going to start to lower your legs to one side. Your one foot will lift off the mat. So you get this nice stretch. And then on an exhale, Squeeze through your abs to roll your legs back up. So inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Okay, so that should be giving you a nice stretch at the end, as long as you keep those shoulders glued down to the mat. Now, if you wanted to make this more challenging, you could by lifting your legs up in a tabletop. So the legs are up, legs are together, knees stay glued together, and you inhale to lower them. And then exhale, up. So it's a little harder to keep your shoulders down. So just make sure you only lower your legs down to the point where you are able to keep your shoulders on the mat. And again, this is a more difficult version of a spine twist. We're going to do one more on each side of whichever one you're doing. Perfect. And then you're going to hug your knees into your chest and then roll yourself all the way back up. And then we're going to work on our half roll back. So we're going to sit in the center of the mat. You're going to have your legs shoulder width apart, and you're going to use your hands behind your thighs to help pull you into a nice tall posture. So you want to feel like your weight is on your butt bones or your sit bones, but you're not hunched through your upper back. And I know it's hard to see sometimes if you don't have a mirror, but think of your chest pressing forward, your head is lifted like you're balancing a book on your head. Now I want you to pull your stomach muscles in. So pull your stomach away from your thighs, and then lift one arm in front and then the other. So you're in your half roll back position. We're going to roll halfway back. So you're going to tuck your pelvis under and roll back. Think of everything sinking into the center. And then you're going to keep your arms lifted as you fold over your legs and reach forward. So you've still got this like curve in your spine. And then you're going to exhale, roll back again. So you're looking straight ahead as you roll back. Then you're going to scoop in as you inhale to go forward. Exhale, roll. And almost think again, tuck your ribs back as you go over. Excuse me. The idea is again to keep that curve in your spine as you flex over. And all the movement comes from the pelvis, rolling back, and then you tuck forward. This time, roll back and hold it. Okay, so you're rolling it halfway back. It should not be in your lower back. If it is, come up a little, or tuck the pelvis under more and sink your ribs down to your hips. So you're looking straight ahead. Your knees are still hip width apart. Exhale, reach one arm up and down, and then the other arm. So make sure those feet stay in contact with the mat. And as you reach one arm up, that should make you work a little harder. Now we're going to do two arms. So on an exhale, both arms are going to lift and down. We're going to do two more times. Reach it up and down. One more time. Hold your arms up, and then roll as slow and controlled as you can all the way down to the mat. It's hard to do and talk at the same time. Oh yeah. Perfect. Legs come straight, arms reach behind you. Just stretch. And then hug your knees into your chest and roll yourself up. And we're going to turn around onto our hands and knees. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of back work and a little bit more rotation. So you're in this tabletop position. So your hands are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips, your head is lifted, and your back is straight, like a table. Okay? Now I want you to think, keep your back straight like that. So imagine you're balancing a bucket of water on your back, glass of wine, hot coffee, whatever you need to do. And you're going to keep that from spilling as you reach your arm and leg out, or opposite arm and leg out. And then come in. And the other one. A good trick is reach the arm in front, the thumb points up. Gives you a little bit more range in your shoulder. You're just trying to think, it's hard to reach the arm and leg out and not sink into your back. So as your arm and leg reaches out, just think really tighten through your abdominals. The leg doesn't have to lift high, it's just reaching behind. This is a staple exercise when it comes to strengthening your back. If it's done correctly, it's fantastic. One more on each side. All right, now from this position, this is another exercise that's quite good for golfers. We're going to take our one hand, and you're going to lift it up and turn and look to the hand. You're not going to get a lot of movement. No movement in the hips though, so keep your hips still. Then take that hand, thread it underneath you, across, and then you can sit towards your heels as you rotate. So you're going to inhale, reach the arm up and twist. Exhale, rotate. So again, you're working through the rotation in your back, which comes from your middle spine. It doesn't come from your lower back, it comes from your mid back. And this will help improve it. Last one on this side. Come up, other side. So reach the arm up and twist on an inhale. Exhale, thread through and reach. And again, you're trying to keep the hips from shifting side to side. So when you turn and lift, all the movement comes from kind of the rib cage and mid-back. It would feel probably quite tight or restricted. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Last time. And then bring yourself all the way up onto your hands and knees again. Sit back to the heels, walk your hands forward, and give yourself a stretch. Fabulous. Okay, we're going to work through a roll up. So we're going to start sitting up for that. Okay, so we did the half roll back. So now we're going to do the half roll back all the way back, and then try to roll all the way up. Now everyone will be able to do this, so I'm going to give you different versions. So I'm going to start hands behind the thighs. Pull your upper back up nice and tall, sit up nice and tall, arms come in front. On an exhale, you're going to start to tuck your tailbone under. You're going to start to roll back. You should first feel your back of your pelvis touch, then your lower back. So your lower back should touch down before your mid back, and that's where it gets difficult. So the lower back, then the middle back, kind of back of your ribs, and then you're down. Arms reach the ceiling. Now your legs can straighten out. Half roll up. Okay, exhale, lift your head and shoulders, lower your arms, low back should press into the mat, and then release back. So you're starting in a neutral pelvis, and then your head and shoulders lift and your pelvis tilts so the low back presses towards the floor. You should feel the abs, and release. So this is our half roll up or a roll up prep. The full one, you come all the way up, but your legs have to stay down. So you exhale, at least that's the goal, right? To keep them down. Reach forward, keeping your arms lifted. Take a breath in, and then exhale, roll back down. So again, you're trying to get the back of the pelvis first, then the lower back, then the middle back, and then you're safe and sound down here. So pick your poison, whichever one feels better for you. I mean, there's clients that it takes years to be able to roll up. Some never do. Depends on all kinds of things. It can be just literally someone's body shape, tension in their backs, their hips. Just take your time. The breathing is important. You're noticing that I'm doing a lot of forced exhaling through a pursed lip, and that is key to getting a lot of the exercises right, or be able to execute them a little bit more efficiently. I'm getting tired now. One more time. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, we're going to stay on the mat and torture your abs a little bit more. We're going to do a single leg stretch. So you're going to tilt the pelvis into your imprint, lift your legs in a tabletop, lift your head and shoulders up, and reach one hand towards the outside of one knee. So the other legs can extend out. I want you to gently pull yourself forward with your hands. Switch. So it's your abs working, but you're almost like, if you think of pressing your hands down into your shin or into your knee and curling up into a higher crunch every time. For 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1, and then bring it all the way in for a quick rest. Hopefully you felt your abs on that one. Now you're going to keep your legs glued together. Lift your head and shoulders up. So your hands are going to rest on the outside of your knees. Okay, so on an exhale, you're going to reach your arms back and your legs out. Then bring everything back in. So as your arms and legs reach out, don't let your shoulders or your head drop back. 3, 4. You don't have to lower your legs very low. That's a great way to hurt your back. You don't need to do that to get the ab work. 2 more. Last time. And bring it all the way in. Oh. All right, we're going to roll ourselves up, and we're going to do a little bit on our knees. So you're going to kneel with your knees directly underneath your hip bones, okay? I'm going to turn sideways for this one, but that's your start position. Okay. So your arms are going to reach out in front. I want you to do a little pelvic tilt. So you almost feel like your butt's really squeezing and your abs are nice and tight. And then you're going to exhale to hinge back. So you're staying in this straight line between your shoulder and your knee, and then you're going to inhale, come forward. You should feel it in your thighs. Inhale forward. Okay. So as you're leaning back, like I said, it's your thighs are holding you there. So you're not arching your back. Okay, you're keeping your butt squeezing and your abdominals strong. 2 more. It's one of my favorites. It's very sneaky. You always feel it the next day. Last time. Perfect. And now I'm going to turn it forward just so you can see. You're going to have your arms reaching up. Elbows are slightly bent. Okay. So you're going to exhale, rotate, reach your arms open. Come back to the center. Other side. Back to the center. Hinge back. Reach the arms up. So hips stay still. Open. Center. Center. Hinge. And up. So it's a spine twist. Again, actually another good one for golfers. Anything that improves your rotation will improve your golf game. Last time, reach it up, rotate open, hinge back, perfect, and then release it all the way down. All right, now the hard stuff, right? The planking. So if you're not comfortable doing a plank position with your wrist bent, you can either make a fist or you can do this one with your elbows bent, okay? If you're okay with the arms straight, the hands come under your shoulders. Your knees are going to come a little back from your hips, almost like a half push-up position. Tuck your toes under, and think of your hips don't really lift too much higher, and you extend your legs straight. So you're pressing through the back of your knees, and then you come down. So it's and down. As you're lifting, have a quick look at your feet. Make sure that you're not pressing onto your baby toe. The weight should be about the second toe, where the thick part of the ball of your foot is. And you're trying to really squeeze those legs straight. Squeeze those abs. 3 more. It's always about your abs, right? 1, 2. Last time. 3. Hold it if you can. Press those heels towards the floor. I'll give you a good tip on planks. If you're right up on your tippy toes, it's way more pressure on your wrists and your shoulders. If you press your heels to the floor, you're going to work your abs more. 3, 2, 1, and then bring the knees down, round your back, and sit towards your heels. All right, come on up. We get to lie down again. We're going to finish off our glutes with a little bit of shoulder bridging. So you're lying on your back, knees are bent, hip bone distance apart, arms are resting at your side. You're neutral in your pelvis, okay? You're going to squeeze through your glutes, lift your hips up. We're going to start with just the lift and lower. Inhale, bring it down. So when you're lifting, you're trying to keep the hips the same height and both butt cheeks squeezing. If you press your weight more into your feet, you'll tend to keep it out of your neck. Okay, now you can stay with this one or you can make it harder by reaching up. Okay, so your hips are level, and if you want to hold your hips, you can. You're going to lift your right heel off the floor, just the heel first, then the ball of the foot, bend the knee over your hip. Then bring the ball of the foot and the heel back down. And down, right? So it's heel, ball of the foot, heel. So you're peeling your foot off. Keeping both hips lifted, so you're supporting yourself on one leg. So one glute, one leg, and your back is working to keep you lifted and centered. One more in each leg. And when you're ready, both feet are going to be on the ground now. You're going to roll the spine, one vertebrae at a time, all the way back down. And then I want you to hug your knees into your chest, rock yourself a little bit side to side, and then we're going to stretch the glutes. So your ankle is going to come up on your thigh. Some people, this is enough, just pressing the knee away, or you can grab behind your leg and pull your legs towards you. This is a fantastic stretch. So everyone's different, so if this is too much, just leave your foot down and just gently press the knee. You should get some type of stretch in your hip. And then when you're ready, you can switch it up. And then when you're ready, you can release the legs, hug both knees into your chest, roll yourself up, and I want you just to sit with your legs straight out in front of you, about shoulder width apart. Try to sit up, or I want you to sit up on your sit bones nice and straight. So if you're really tight through the legs, and it's hard to sit up straight, which is basically most people, bend the knees to allow yourself to sit up tall. Rest your hands on your shins. Take an inhale, lengthen up to the ceiling, nice and tall. Exhale, let the chin sink to your chest, and then flex forward through your spine, rolling forward, reaching to the feet. Take a deep breath at the bottom. Exhale, draw the abs in and restack the spine up from the tailbone all the way through. Your head should be the last thing that comes up. Take another inhale. Exhale, chin to the chest, flexing forward through the spine. Take another inhale. Exhale, draw the abs in and restack it up. This is our spine stretch forward. Last time, deep breath in. Exhale, flexing forward. Nice inhale. Exhale, draw the abs in, roll yourself back up. And you're done. I stayed on time today. Impressive. So it's just over 20 minutes of just kind of a basic mat work class that covers all the different movements. Hopefully got lots of good ab work in there. And I hope you enjoyed it.